All right, let's call the meeting of the January Delaware County Regional Wastewater to order. Call. No, we're gonna skip over that. We'll go, I'll get, you wanna go to roll call? Go ahead and do roll.
Present.
Ray,
Present.
Doc,
Present.
present.
Here.
Here.
We're gonna leave the election of officers until the February meeting. Appointments are due on January 6th, first commissioners meeting.
I
So-
won't be there. I won't be in the February meeting.
You won't be in the February meeting.
You're president. It was unanimous. What you get when you don't show up for elections, you get appointed to things you don't want to be.
So that's why you showed up today. You were afraid it happened today.
There's a reason you came through the door, right?
That's right.
All right, looking at minutes from the December 4th meeting. Has everybody had a chance to look at them? Move to approve.
I'll second.
Got a first and second. Any changes, additions? Seeing nobody, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Approved. Treasurer.
Claims from November 30th through December 26th, 2024 total $2,028,076.22. Account balances as of December 26th, 2024. Cash operating balance, you guys are gonna be shocked. It's $420,000. Improvement fund balance is at $2,030,861.66. And we received the Daleville TIF transfer of $9,411 and the Indiana Bond Bank transfer of $18,554.33. And what I ultimately can discern from all of this is that Penny firmly believed that she needed to enter double digit same number for any of the cents. 22, 66, zeros, and 33s. Outstanding, Penny. If you can make that happen every month, gold stars. Yeah. So, in addition to that, we have five bonds currently sitting there, each at $300,000 with various maturity.
Five.
Yeah.
Oh.
Maturity dates. Anyway, so I would move to approve the claims in the amount of $2,028,076.22.
I have a first and second. Any discussion?
The bond that's coming due on the 13th, have we started to?
We actually just renewed one, you talking about what the rates are looking like?
Well, I mean, this one says it's a maturity date of 1/13/25. That's in like 11 days, but you've renewed that one?
No, we just renewed, on the, we had
December
one
one.
that fell on the 27th.
Mhm.
We actually renewed it on the 30th. That was the last one, so we'll be back in, we have not renewed
Got
that.
another one.
What was
Got
the,
another one to come and renew.
What's
And
the rate
what,
on that?
yeah, what did we get on the rate?
4.15.
still moving forward?
It might, and probably we'll look for some direction, because we just happened to fall out a 5-month, CD on that one, and we secured the higher rate at 4.15. So if we go in and we're looking at it might fall under that 4% threshold you guys gave me.
And that's because we're going with the short term for 6 months.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, the five was better than the 6. Just
Okay.
on the jumbo rate, just
They're starting to play with them, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We're not the only one.
Yeah.
All right, I've got a first and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Approved. Okay, we'll scoot straight down. New business. You want to pick this up,
Yep.
Jason?
On new business, we have some pay apps that need looked at and approved. We have one for Brackney for the Road and Sewer Improvement Project, payout number 4 for $568,128.50. Rob had that in hand. We went over and looked at it. We were just actually talking about this project. It's crazy how well it's been moving ahead and going well. They took the last couple of weeks off here in December and getting ready to get started back up again on the 6th. We'll be heading over to Horton Road, doing our number 9 lift station tie-in, but going really well. We did pay app number 3 that was, approved last month. Got that, submitted to the treasurer's, the auditor's office, what was left of the ARP money there. Paid them what was due out of the bond, and that check to satisfy pay app number 3 will finish today. So everything from this point on is gonna be coming out of the bond, so
We are done with the ARP money.
we are done
We've
with the
cleared it
ARP money.
with Overlook and with the Rorton project where we have spent the ARP money.
Considering what's going on downstairs, I think we were very fortunate that we got done before January 1, that it just happened to work out that way. It looked like paper trail night, but yeah, we are satisfied with all the funds on the project overlook closed, and I think I told you last month that Danielle went down there and kind of went over all the claims with them and got our ducks. So
Good.
Good there.
Thank you.
Okay, so we've got,
Can we do them
you want to
just as a joint or do,
I
do
don't
you
know.
need them
I-
individualized?
Probably because this is one of the ones we had a change order on. If we want to, I guess that's a Danielle question. If you
I
guys-
would do them.
I was gonna
Okay.
say separate, because you're doing pay app one, we're doing a change order on the other one. So we've got a pay app one, and Jason's explained it, pay app number 4, $568,128.50. I'd entertain a motion.
Make motion.
Got a first and a second. Any more discussion, questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Now go with it, Jason.
The next one is again Brackney, road consumer improvement, change order. So when we were doing work at number 1, we were sitting there, we're being forced to bleed off the force main that goes through all of Rorton and ties into MSD line. And, takes quite a bit of time to bleed off that line. With that being said, we're getting ready to cut into the same force main again down the road, about halfway between our main lift station and the discharge point for MSD, and trying to bounce it off of Brackney. Hey, while you guys are in there tying this in, why don't we put an isolation valve in and see what that cost looks like? The difference of it is $7,500. Well worth it to, while they're in there, have that hole open, bleeding it off the first time. Let's add that in and get that taken care of. I think depending on what we've already done with some of the money that was held back, we've been able to coat the wet well at number 1, get some more mortar work done and stuff in there. So we didn't really feel like we were gonna have $7,500 left at the end of this. So we need to just go ahead and get this approved and pay it out of the improvement fund. Kind of where we were at with that.
So that's why it's not a part of the change order then?
It's
Or
a
this-
change order for the project. We're just paying for it separately out of
Okay.
the,
It's not
Yeah,
coming out
because
of the bond.
wasn't seeing it as a change app.
yeah.
For
So
their contract,
In addition,
I mean,
and it's not showing that way on it,
Yeah,
because
it's-
it's only. You know,
I
Right.
assume we had some extra money programmed into the project anyway. And at the end of this, somebody's gonna come back and say, we had some extra money programmed into this, what else can we buy with it? Because we seem to do that on a regular basis. And this is not me picking on you, Rob, by any means. I guess my question is, okay,
likely what happened. No, everything from this point on will be bond. We spent part. So. There would be,
so we could reimburse from there if we go ahead and,
either way,
gotcha,
take
okay,
out. Now you're.
right.
Everything.
Yeah, okay.
we will mark that so we make sure we go back to that.
the
Jason, you got
minutes,
that?
Come back at the end?
Yeah.
Yes.
We
yeah.
need to mark at the end of this to make sure if there's anything left there before we go in another direction, pick this up.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
Once we get to the end, I mean, we're
Yeah.
saying, I don't know how much longer the end will be,
Right.
but trust me, I forgot what I had for lunch yesterday, so somebody else we better make a note somewhere.
They're a big part of. Did we actually write it? No, they just invoiced me because they had to get that valve ordered.
That's why I was questioning that.
Okay. And you guys will write that up
Yeah,
for us.
that's what I was
Okay.
hoping for.
No, that's what, I want to make sure we were clear. So, do I have a motion?
So moved.
I've got a first and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approved.
Third pay app, we have Mac, sewer rehab for $9,078. I think Rob's gonna touch a little bit more on this. This is part of the original amount that we approved as a board to, get us through, all design and the bid on this. Got a set of plans in hand and Rob can, talk a little bit further, but I think we're at the point where we're gonna take this out to bid, but this should be, yeah, we have another one sitting in the office that we just didn't get to after the first of the year here, so there's gonna be a couple more that's gonna come through, but we're at that point, take the bid now, so. But this part has already been approved at 9,078, get an official vote, get that paid.
I'll make,
First and second, is there any questions or concerns? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Opposed? Approved.
Uh, and last pay app, we have Rourke and Sewer Improvements Project, Commonwealth as well, 15,625.98. All on-site engineering, vector services, stuff like.
So moved.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved.
I think that's all we have to approve. Next month, we'll get, I've been getting, panel upgrades. We did, prior to this project starting, right at the beginning of it, I guess, we had labeled to get some rehab done at, other lift stations along with 9 and our number 2 station, which is in Country Village, second largest lift station. We got approved in the contract to do all mortar and rehab work inside the wet well and everything. One of the things that we didn't get added to that was a new panel there. We looked at the project and spoke it out with Rob, had Brackney come back and submit bids, what it was gonna look like. They wanted 47,000 for the new panel, and there was another 47,000 in for what we had at that lift station, what we've seen in the past, and what we've been able to do with the other vendors. Just felt like it was extremely high. So we took it out, currently working on getting, I got 2 in hand right now, and I wanna get a third one. Plus the second one didn't have us as a stainless steel panel. But I'll be bringing it to you guys next month, to get that panel upgraded and, taken care of, and it will really put us in a real nice place. But right now, it's anywhere from $11,000 to $13,000 plus install to get those done. So it's a lot better than what we'd looked at with getting it done
That's
with
a whole
Brackney
lot
on site.
different.
So I'll bring
Yeah.
that back to you guys next month. Collections
Unreal.
collections update. Here. This. Yeah. Last month, we were sitting at $2,003.96 over the entire service area. Today, we're at $5,435.51. Typical December, you always see this, and the guys were just now putting letters out on the door. So the biggest customer base there being in Norton, Minnesota, that's where it's at. 4,600 of it is, and that's really going to get better before we get to the point of calling in locates and everything. So nothing I was too alarmed with.
no, we also, yes, no, we get give that option, that kind of stuff. our last meeting, did you have very many people call that sent in checks and they never made it to you this month? I know personally, my bills being up there in the mail. Well, didn't get the place in a timely fashion. Yeah, bill. So. Break. No, almost a due date. Yeah. I know I personally experienced that past time Thanksgiving. I if you'd experienced with that big number between 2 and 5.
We had like probably a 2-day run there in the office. We were getting, hey, haven't got my bill yet. Kind of give them the same amount every month that I think we helped penalties for 2 more days than we normally do. And
I was
we
gonna
haven't
ask,
had
did
any
we give some
kickback on it
grace?
since.
I mean, that's just something I guess we should start looking at Christmas time because it just is not a repeating.
Yeah,
I
we
know I'm
repeating
not an
problem.
online person, and I myself went online and paid bills
Yeah.
just because I
Like
knew
what
I
day?
didn't even receive
4 days earlier.
so early. There was
Rorton project's going great. They're pretty much completely done with all the work except from ground restoration at the main lift station there at number 1. Kind of spoke to Danielle today about their getting the equipment off and moving it to another site location. We had yeah. So we had a perimeter fence around that main lift station there. We're gonna hook up a bigger footprint there. We're gonna make it more user friendly to get in when they do come back to put the fence in for us. We can back the service truck there. But other than that, we had a 2-inch rain with, I mean, over 2 days, saturated ground, which we would have in the past seen major issues out of over at the Portland Elementary. We didn't have one high water fall or nothing with that extra capacity at the one station. With I know, kind of want to not have to worry about a half rain, but the past we have, it's, it's a positive thing. I was waiting for the call, and guys were continuously checking it, and Ray even said he went out and drove by it, and so it was doing its part right now. So it's nice having that extra capacity. Uh, Other than that, I really don't have nothing else to add. I know a month ago we had talked about we added some old equipment to the list of surplus items. I did get those posted. Out of the 3, 2 of them did pulled. We had a 6-inch trash pump. We kind of priced it anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000. We ended up getting $4,100 for it on a gov website bid.
What was it? Which piece was that?
6-inch trash pump, piece of trash pump.
Uh-huh.
Then we had a Caterpillar generator that, like I said, we hadn't used it since I've been here. I've kind of valued it. I've never seen it run. Valued at probably $1,000. We ended up getting $1,925 for it. The biggest one that we had kind of spoke about was we were removing that on-site generator at our number 1 lift station
Mhm.
and placing that on the surplus. We didn't have a location that was gonna be able to use that, and after speaking with Commonwealth, seeing what they were kind of going for, we valued that anywhere from $15,000 to $25,000 depending. And I put a reserve on that at 15, and it got up to 12 and didn't sell. So I spoke with our customer service rep at that website that was selling because we have a couple options. We could relist it. We could go back to the highest bidder at 12 and offer it to them at that, or speaking with Danielle, we can sell it outright in house now.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
And we just got a couple different things we can do. Post it again, no reserve. That's kind of what they recommend. They feel like we get a little more action at the reserve.
I mean, we got 12 in the hand.
I was gonna say,
Is
what's
there- is
the
there-
board wanna do?
Is there any reason that we really need to post it again? I mean, if we can get 12, shouldn't we just,
Reach
Take
out to
it-
them and offer to
and-
them for the
yeah.
12 and see if they want to come get it.
Yeah.
The board like to do?
It's going to be a difficult one to sell. It's not mobile and it's going to have to be trailered off.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's somebody else's problem. I just would, if we can get them to take it for that price, I'll make the motion that if the high bidder will take it at $12,000, that we give it to them.
And they come and get it.
Got a first and a second with changed terms of they pick it up and transport.
If they don't want it, I would say let's freely. So I will
Without a
amend my-
reserve, without a reserve.
Without a reserve. I will.
I've got a motion. Do I have a second?
A second.
Okay, everything's good there. Any other discussion details?
No, I think that's it.
Hang on a minute. Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Now you're going, Jason. You did?
That's all I have.
We had
4,100.
we had a quiet month. The only bigger thing that went out was Jennifer's letter to Mr. Retz in response to MSD's proposed rate increase. We haven't got a response back from them yet. I will follow up on Wasson's nursery. I didn't feel like that was a big emergency over the holidays. Everybody else had emergencies, so it didn't seem like it was at the top of the list, but I'll touch base and see where they're at, and really all we had this.
Like it. Ashley?
Happy New Year. Our month was a little bit busier. So besides adding the December board meeting video, we actually added 9 different posts to the website in December, which if you look at the analytics, it drove those up, your post views up 270%. So again, that's just really important to the more we can add to the website, we add that to social media, and then we can continue to drive people to the website. And as you were talking, I made a note that I think it might be a good idea to do an article or video reminding people about the due date and that their bill doesn't change. We put it in every email and we share that on social media, but maybe people are a little afraid that, oh, maybe my bill's going to be different this month. So it might be worthwhile to say, hey, you know, your bills don't change or the amount's not going to change. You have multiple ways to pay. You can also come into the office as well. So it might be worthwhile to look at doing a post about that. And then also anytime that any of the board members would like to do a video or a post or, you know, just anything to introduce yourself to people.
Weren't we gonna
let us know.
rotate those
Uh-huh.
anyway?
Yes.
Yeah, we were gonna start at that end. Move down into Pete's.
Right now. Either way, I'm good. Whichever
Musical
end you
chairs
want to
next
start on,
time.
I'm good with.
But I do think that would be a great idea and something to continue to mix up and let people know who their board is. So, do you have any questions or updates for me?
I don't.
Good job.
No, that's a good job. It went up. No, it's doing exactly what we needed it to do, wanted it to do. So I'm pleased. Good. Thank you. Okay, we don't have any committee reports. Rob, put you at the podium.
Jason already touched on the active construction projects. That Camac sewer rehab, the plans and specs are done. I reviewed them with Jason before this meeting, got Scotty on the phone. They're satisfied that we've captured everything that they wanted included. So, I think the updated cost estimate inclusive of contingencies is like $392,000, which based off of Jason and I's discussion earlier, we think we're tracking under where we thought we would be. So I just am coming to ask the board for authorization to go ahead and put this out on the street, because the intent was to do the design and get bids in hand, and then we'll decide if we want to move forward.
Just from a planning standpoint, are we just planning on using in-place funds? We're not gonna try and borrow.
Yeah,
I think that's what when we had the discussion was we'd use the improvement fund.
When we kind of sat down with the finance committee and approved the budget, we had a line item on the budget for long-term control plan and lift station upgrade. And 225 was budgeted last year. I think we spent maybe half of that. Now, on this year's, 25 budget, I upped that to 250. So there's gonna be funds there if, and you wanna look at outside of that. That falls in line with what I was thinking, and let's move some of those funds and up that line item.
I mean, I just I don't wanna send him out to bid and then us go, you know what, that nobody took it seriously at 392,000. We don't have the fund, right? So,
There's funds there. I mean, and we're sitting on, those CDs and pretty much fund that's sitting well too, yeah. Yeah,
obviously we see it. I just
Yeah.
wanna make sure that that was
This
our
project
intent.
again was which one?
Matt.
Matt.
You might want to touch, I mean, this pretty much puts a bow on that whole area within your system as far as
Westwood.
rehabbing those sewers.
We went through everything, west of Jackson. We hit the Mac. Now we're hitting get to the four-way there at Mac Station. Everything that's south of that, where you hit TK Town, this is what we're kind of really concentrating on, is the old T, Mac Street, and all that area in between that and, Orange. It's all old clay sewer, and, there's a little bit outside of just inlining. We've got a couple drops that are gonna get replaced, but 99% of it's all inlining with the 8 and
We're gonna clean it, televise it, make sure there's structurally no issues. We've got money budgeted if we've got to do some point repairs, dig them up and replace a section of pipe. But beyond that, once we get the videos back and confirm it's good to go, we'll line it, reinstate all the laterals, put top hats on them, and then minor manhole rehab.
2009, they went from Mac towards Jackson on Orange Street, Buckeye, all that stuff over there, and they did inline. We went north of Jackson right now in Jackson Street and 500 in line with the Westbrook project. This is going to kind of tie that in. We'll actually be butting up the way this is drawn up, all of Old Mac Street, all that, tying into where they stopped inlining at the street crossing on the Elk, where we started off with the Westbrook project, did the 60-inch main.
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I would say after the rain that we got here the last couple of days, I drove by 600. We didn't have an overflow, which was nice to see. This should kind of finalize. I'll make the motion, send it out to bid.
Second. Got a first and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Goes out to bid.
I'll coordinate with Jason on dates and times and whatnot. That's all I have.
It'll be
Rob, did you
interesting,
wanna,
it'll be interesting to see where the bids lie too, for our money.
are we gonna, you made mention of holding that pay app on that, for the pay app 4. Is that something you want to see? I forgot about.
That was only if so the contractors required when they submit an application for payment to give us a partial waiver of lien each month. And at the time, we were coordinating with Jason and Penny to get this on the agenda. We had not yet received the partial lien waiver. We have since received it, and it was attached to that pay app that I
Okay.
sent. So you should be
Gotcha.
good to
We're
go.
That it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And makes me think too, with the bond, you guys wanna give me direction if it goes below 4, what I'm supposed to do? I was kind of worried about that moving on the 13th.
I actually would like you to come back with a couple of recommendations and maybe split it up into some shorter term. I mean, I'm guessing that the CD is still gonna pay better than just shoving it in a bank account. So maybe just to make it a little more fluid, maybe we're looking at 1 month, 2 months. Or maybe it's still at 395 and we should still go to 4. So my recommendation is we still need to study it and
Get with you guys.
come back with some.
Just give us some options and
Yeah.
let's keep it rolling while we can. I mean, we're putting a little extra back and now's the time to make hay while we can.
Right. I mean, if we're sitting on it, I think we owe it to our customers to make as much as we can. The only benefit would be the fluidity of it. I mean, that's part of why we've got it breaking up the way it is, so that we've always got something maturing within a couple of months. If we start getting you know, if we're down in the 2% range or whatever else that we could get more out of a traditional savings account, great. Or, if we think we're gonna need it because we're gonna have this project coming up, then let's figure that out. But let's not.
So if I go in on the 13th and it's at 395, just send you guys out and,
I mean,
make
if
it
it's
official.
395, I'm guessing we probably should continue to roll that on.
Roll it right on over.
Right on
And I
over.
don't, we didn't have any other major plans
No,
for the rest of the, I mean, for 25,
I think.
other than Kamak Station, did we?
Way we worded is above 4,
I mean-
or at 4 better than.
When we originally did it,
Yeah.
right?
But I mean, if we stick it in a traditional savings account, we're gonna get what,
2.
right?
I'm
So,
with
so
you.
which one's better?
I just wanna make sure
Yeah.
Danielle's good with how we're doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I assume she just wants to know that somebody's giving him direction, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this enough direction? Do we need to make any motions or?
I think, no, your motion as it sits is still covers,
I think-
you know, if it's below that, he needs to come back with a couple more options and, so I think your existing motion
Okay,
is still
sounds good.
fine.
Okay,
And then we can amend it
as needed.
if something's drastically different.
And on the
we'll-
backside of that
get
was
something
one I
else
asked, other than Kamak, there is no other major project on the 25 schedule, is there, that I'm aware?
Getting this buttoned up and I've put this in a really good place. Westbrook done. Did a lot of upgrades. Alarm panels are all been upgraded and guys, and
So the only other thing other than what we've got at Kamak is the panel upgrade on,
I'll be bringing, yeah,
you're bringing next month.
as far as major projects, no, come back to it. And other than that, we're looking at long.
Okay. So we're setting pretty good with what's in the improvement fund and letting the
Yeah.
CDs just roll. Is what I was getting to was,
Yeah, I
let's
think
just keep rolling with it and
Right.
keep putting it back.
Are we looking, I mean, at any point, do we need to start looking at expansion or I mean, from just the standpoint of offering service somewhere else? I mean, don't get me wrong, I love that we're in a good spot. Now that we've kind of taken care of our system, what's next? Is a question we should be asking. And not that we would necessarily use these dollars for that expansion, but if there are people who need sewer service and we're in a position to start providing that, let's start thinking about whether we can use some of these funds to do engineering report, PERs, or whatever we need to do. I guess I think we need to be looking towards
No,
the future. Sure. John, Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, if that's something we need to do.
Things out there, look at that, not as fancy.
Right. Yeah. Right, and I'm not, don't hear colonization from me. It is not my goal to become something bigger. If there are things that we need to do that make absolutely
why don't
sense
we-
for
I
our
mean, within-
customers, then let's,
With Jason and Commonwealth being the deal, why don't we look at a capital improvement project list of what the next 5 years look like
Yeah.
for the regional wastewater district? I mean, I think there's gonna be plenty of opportunities, but a lot of it, from my side of the coin with economic development right now, still depends on the interest rate and the cost of goods going down. There's subdivisions that have been planned, people that have looked at it, that are hanging in the winds, waiting on the right numbers to come in line.
I think we created that list,
When we had to look at art planning,
Yeah.
but I mean, that's outdated and.
Yeah, that's
those
not outdated.
let's
projects
just do an
are-
Over
update
two-
of it.
that's
I'm
over.
not saying,
I think it's even, if we take this further, it's probably a conversation I need to pull in and speak with Chesterfield, George, and
Yeah.
and MSD, and I mean, I know went down that road with MSD and kind of looked at stuff off the point, and it's a matter of where they're willing to take the flow, so that's
I think it's good. Take a look at it and let's see what's there and we can plan accordingly. Okay. There is no Westell
Not with
project
us.
as of right now. No, we are not in conversation. We are not entertained. We are not pursuing anything in that area as of right now.
I
And not
just
have been
wanted to-
asked
I
to
just-
pursue anything.
Yeah, I just.
I
They,
read that.
they are bonding their own money magically to line their
Okay. Does the board have any other business today for us? If you haven't seen, Mr. Flanagan is sitting with us, and I know from this morning's meeting, he is our new liaison from the county council.
Outstanding.
Thanks, Dan.
Oh, what'd that mean?
Is it green?
Here in Yorktown. All right, nobody have anything else? Seeing none, I would entertain a motion. I've got a first and second for adjournment. Everybody in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned.
No, don't.